And now the moment you've all been waiting for, animating your actors. This is certainly the fun part and gives life to your story. We'll start with the polar bear. And our polar bear is a little bit too big, I think, for what I want to do here, because it's kind of floating in midair there. So using the transform tool, you can press the Q key on the keyboard to turn that on. I'm going to hold down the shift key and just shrink this guy down a little bit so it looks like he's at least kind of standing on the ice there. Then I'm going to right click on the good old bear and choose create motion tween. And we can see one thing that changes in the container. If I click off of, I deselect that, it's got a blue color now and it has no end frame. Interesting. Well, we'll see how that works in a moment. Getting back to the bear, all we need to do is position the playback head where we want to make a change. So let's go right to the very end of the container, and we wanted to have the polar bear walk across the ice. So let's have him walk across the ice. And going back to the first frame, we can see that the polar bear jumps back to the original spot. And we have this red line that shows the path the bear's going to take. And you'll notice at the end where we made the change, we now get a property keyframe. And it looks like a diamond, kind of hard to tell. But it's smaller than the regular round keyframe. So whenever we make a change to our actors, whether we scale them or move them or do many different kinds of things, we see that little properties keyframe show up. And if we play it, we can see what it looks like.
Around 20,000 years ago, Toronto was covered by a huge glacier 2 kilometers thick.
When the glacier melted, it formed Lake Iroquois and the waterfront of the time.
So, not too bad. Now, there's one kind of problem that I'm noticing is that our bear kind of walks into this gap here where we know there's this ice cave. And that's not probably so good. So maybe a little bit further back, I can click on the bear and move the bear up. And now you'll notice that our red path line has changed as well. And we have a new keyframe, property keyframe, on our timeline. So the bear can change direction very easily. And we can do that as many times as we like. If we wanted to, at this point here, have the bear come down further and maybe over a little bit, we could do that. And we have another keyframe up here.